A work of artifice. Artifice means deception. Certain traditions exist in the form of creativity or beauty standards, but actually they are a restriction on the bonsai tree or on women. So, The Art of Artifice by Marge Piercy entirely is an extended metaphor. In this entire poem, the bonsai tree is a symbol of women who have been oppressed across centuries, across millennia, and even today they have to fight for equality and face discrimination. And even though the laws are in place to guarantee equality, but that is not enough because the discrimination starts at home, it starts in society. And this is what this poem is all about. How deceptively the patriarchy, the male dominated society, keeps its control, keeps the restrictions over women. But it has not been spoken directly. There is a hint of feminism in every sentence, but indirectly. The bonsai tree, which you can see in the picture, is a miniaturized version of a tree. Right from the beginning, when the tree is growing, its parts are trimmed, shaped, forced not to grow beyond a certain shape and size for artistic reasons. It is used as a decorative purpose in Japan. It's a tradition. This symbolizes women of today's society. Right from a young age, they are told not to go out of the house after a certain time, whereas the boys can. They are told what to wear, what career to choose, how to behave, whereas boys are never disciplined to such an extent. In many cases, especially in rural areas, they are not allowed to pursue higher studies. They are not allowed to be independent financially and emotionally, which does not reflect their true potential. It's just that the opportunities are not given to them. This poem is about that. Why has the poet chosen the metaphor of a bonsai tree? Because bonsai means a loss of growth and freedom. The tree was supposed to be 80 feet tall in a natural environment, but the gardener made it 9 inches tall. And that too happily. And on top of that, he would tell the bonsai tree, oh, at least you have a pot. You are safe. Out there in the jungle, lightning might strike you. So just to save them from some risk which every normal human being has to face, you would shelter them in a domestic home and imprison them? And then boast that, oh, we are protecting and preserving you? It's just a way of keeping control on them. Here, the pot represents the domestic household, where women are told that you should stay at home and take care of family, but they are actually clipping the wings of women that way, preventing them from pursuing their careers outside and growing like a tree should actually grow. Through a work of artifice, an extended metaphor of the bonsai tree is used, and the bonsai tree represents a woman. The poet questions if women were just materials of interior decoration like a bonsai is. They just have to look pretty and sit at home. They can't roll up their sleeves and do the work which men can. Women were expected to remain confined to their interiors, confined, restricted, and do the household tasks. They were expected to understand their limits and remain tightly tied to their responsibilities or their roots. But who set these limits? Today we know that they can rub shoulder to shoulder with them. They can be pilots, they can be astronauts, they can be wrestlers. A bonsai tree's roots and branches are pruned and tightly tied so it does not grow to its real size. This represents the restrictions put on women from a young age. The bonsai tree is in the attractive pot. Could have grown 80 feet tall if it would have grown naturally on the hillside. On the side of a mountain till split by lightning. Lightning represents the natural risks which anyone faces in our daily life. But the gardener carefully pruned it. Pruned means trimmed it. It is 9 inches high, that's it. Every day as he whittles back the branches, the gardener croons. He sings. He's happy. He doesn't feel guilty about what he's doing. He feels he's creating a work of art. He feels that he's protecting the bonsai, and the bonsai should feel so lucky and happy with whatever he or she has. It is your nature, these words are told by the gardener to the bonsai. It is your nature to be small and cozy, domestic and weak. How lucky, little tree. This is gaslighting. They are fooling women by saying that you are so lucky, you have a nice house, you don't have to do anything. To have a pot to grow in. Pot represents the domestic house. With living creatures, one must begin very early to dwarf their growth. The brainwashing starts at a young age. Otherwise, they will grow rebellious. The bound feet, in Japanese culture, women, traditional women, were supposed to have very small feet In their culture, that was a sign of beauty. So from a young age, they had to tie their toes tightly, preventing the growth of those tissues, those bones. And once they become adult, they become deformed to such an extent that now if you open them up, their feet will not be normal. So they will remain small and they have to be tied up forever. Another example I showed you, there are some tribes in which women, from a young age, they have to wear rings in their neck. You can Google this. Due to which their neck becomes long. The cervical bones become spread out. And once they become adult, now their neck has become so weak, without the rings, the neck will just fall. So now permanently, they have to wear the rings, which is a symbol of beauty in their culture. But I take it as a symbol of oppression on them. Why dictate terms on them of how to look beautiful? Who defines beauty? And the Western civilization is no different. The developed countries are no different. There is immense pressure on women, on educated women, that you have to undergo plastic surgery or you have to look this way and that way to look beautiful enough. There is pressure from social media, from magazines, from cosmetic companies. The billion-dollar industry thrives on creating insecurity in young women. They create some imaginary, fascinating image of celebrities and they say, this is true beauty. Of course, the trend is changing now. It's becoming more inclusive. But that is just token service. In reality, we are still a long way before such superficial things disappear. The crippled brain. Now, this is the first time we realize he's not talking about the bonsai tree. Because bonsai tree does not have a brain. Crippled brain means a brainwashed brain. So now we realize he's actually talking about a human, specifically women. The hair in curlers. The curlers are used to curl your hair to look beautiful. Curlers is just one symbol. It symbolizes the entire Vanity Fair. All the cosmetics, all the artificial ways of beauty used by women, enforced by society, because they feel valued only if they rise up to the standards set by society. Your figure should be like this, your weight should be this much, your color of your hair should be like that, your skin tone should be like this. Without which, do they have no inherent value? But they do, if only they could be given a chance to pursue their career. This entire poem was in third-person narration. But now suddenly, at the end, it became second-person narration. The poet is directly speaking to you, the reader. The hands you love to touch. Means he's blaming you, so that each reader feels guilty. Nobody is a saint here. Everybody does some or the other form of discrimination, consciously or unconsciously. Only if we become aware of this, can we consciously do something to stop it. Hi students, this is AJ sir. If you like this video, press the like button. If you would like to enroll for my online test series or online lectures, email me or message me on Instagram. Check the description for more information.